Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Lombero and welcome to episode 1 of what I hope to be a continuous betting series for me. I'm gonna give you the MLG Aspen betting predictions right now. I'm gonna give you my feedback and all of my thoughts on games, and I will actually tell you how much I would place on each team. So let's move on to the first game of the day. So first match of the day will be Fnatic versus Liquid. Fnatic, we all know who they are. They're the part of the top two teams in the world with LDLC. They are by far better than most of their competition, but you know they have a lot of LAN experience, and that's, in my opinion, that's why they're going to take this match against Liquid. Liquid, if you guys don't know who they are previous Denial Esports. And Denial actually picked up Lunatic. I believe it was somewhere in the fall 2014. But anyways, Liquid is now this roster now goes under the name Liquid. If you guys want to know who they are, they're Nitro, Adrian, Daps, Fugly, and Nafly. They were a lot better in my opinion back when they had Shazam. If you guys don't know who Shazam is, he is one of the top great operators of North America. They pretty much lost him to Cloud9, and then in return they picked up Adrian, who used to play for iBuyPower. But yeah, I mean, we got these guys going against these guys. We pretty much can see their last few matches. Lost to iBuyPower twice with pretty decent scores. They won against Netco guys, pretty close game. I was watching that game as well. Cloud9, they lost with almost half of what Cloud9 got. If you look at Fnatic, they've won all of their matches, and they've lost this one against Titan, which nobody expected. But if I were to go with a bet, I would go on Fnatic double max bet. I really don't see a chance of an upset here, especially with these odds, 92% for 8% on Liquid. There's no really chance of an upset in my opinion. Fnatic, more LAN experience, more experience in general as a team, so that's why Fnatic takes this one. Our second match of the day will be CLG versus LDLC. So let me just talk about LDLC first here. So we all know who LDLC is. They are part of the top two teams in the world with Fnatic. They have been wrecking their competition lately with no losses in the past few weeks, I believe. Last time the loss was against Dignitas. Don't remember when that was, but as you can see here, all 2-0s against their competition in the last 5 matches. Now, who is CLG? Like I said, if you guys don't follow the North American scene, I have been, so let me just talk to you about CLG first. Back in during the summer, actually, there used to be a team called netcodeguys.com, and they had the lineup Hazed, FNS, Tarek, and Cutler. And they've also had a player called JDM64, who's, in my opinion, a fantastic opper. He can really make those plays. Right now he plays for Team SKDC, but they've pretty much lost him and got Peter instead, who is, in my opinion, probably one of the top 5 operators in North America. So this team, CLG, they were previously called Netcode Guides, who then became Mousepads. And a week ago, CLG picked up this roster with Peter in it. I believe they lost JDM when they moved on from Netcode Guides. But yeah, so now CLG picked up this roster, and now they have been pretty much shrinking through almost all of their competition in North America. I'm sure you guys heard the name Mousepads before. Don't confuse them with Mouse Sports. They're two different teams, but Mousepads, they have been pretty much been the top competition with iBuyPower, Cloud9, Torqued, and themselves. So those 4 teams, they have been pretty much going at it in North America. So now it's time for them to face against some of these European teams. So we got LGC versus CLG. CLG, in my opinion, they don't have enough experience to play against a top 2 team such as LDLC. CLG right now is my favorite team, apart from Fnatic, because I mean Fnatic is their own league and CLG is their own league. CLG is my favorite team in North America. Fnatic is my favorite team in Europe. But right now CLG is my favorite team just because they have been playing so well, and I really love their teamwork. And like I said, teamwork is what sets the bar for teams. A lot of times teams rely on, you know, carriers or like really good players to win their matches. But CLG, in my opinion, they're all really well rounded. They carry their own weight, and their communication is really great. That's what makes their teamwork amazing. But even as I say that, I still don't think they have a chance to take LDLC down, just because their lack of experience. LDLC, they've won a lot of majors. They've won the last major, DreamHack. So CLG just does not have the experience to win against LDLC. But if I were you, if you have a pretty big inventory and you're not afraid of putting up some underdog bets, this is the match to do it. CLG, you know, miracle could happen. CLG could take this match. It's a best of 1. Anything may happen. You never know. These teams have never faced off together, so who knows? What I'll be doing is whatever I win from this game, I'll maybe put $10 on CLG to make, you know, a little bit of money. I think that overnight this is actually going to turn into 90%. To be honest, I don't think CLG will contain 15%. I think they're going to go down to 10%. So I would put in $10 on CLG. Why not? You know, I love this team. I love how they play. So hopefully we'll see something happen. But let's just move on to the next bet here. Looking at our third bet here, we got NIP versus Dignitas. We all know who these teams are. We all know who NIP is. Dignitas is fairly new. They've actually appeared somewhere around, I don't really want to say when exactly, but I want to say around the summer. I remember they showed up. They showed up at some major, and I really had no idea who they are because they pretty much destroyed their competition. But Dignitas NIP, Dignitas has been a top 4 team according to Gozu Gamers. If you take a look at they're going to be the top 4 team in the world at the moment. NIP's, I think NIP is still under them just a little bit. I'm not sure. I don't remember. But NIP versus Dignitas. Last time they played, it was a 50-50 game. You know, anybody could have expected anything. It was a best of 3. NIP ended up taking that. So let's just take a look at this. So NIP versus Dignitas. Last time they played, as you can see, NIP took it. They won. NIP, they've been around a very long time. They have a lot of great players, and they have a lot more LAN experience than Dignitas. Because in my opinion, Dignitas does not perform too well on LAN. Their LAN kind of lacks. So that's why I think that NIP will take this game, because NIP did make it to 2nd place, and they won ESL, won Cologne, and they made it to 2nd place in DreamHack. So that is why I think NIP will take this game. But just to show you guys what happened the last time they played each other, this was on the 15th of January, which is not too long ago. NIP took it in 2 games with respectable scores, and the only round that Dignitas took, the only match that Dignitas took was 16-14 on Nuke. That was also a very close game. So, my opinion, great odds for a high bet. So I would put maybe close to $100 to $150 on NIP for a really good return. In my opinion, I think NIP will take this easily, and I don't think Dignitas has a chance against them. Kaboom versus Cloud9. Kaboom. Who the hell are they? Well, I'll tell you right now, Kaboom is a Brazilian team. They have no competition there, so they're the top. They're the top there in Brazil. They can't play against North American teams because of the ping difference, and they're pretty much just isolated in terms of competition. They have no way of getting better because they pretty much struck through all their competition. But at least that's what I heard. Now Cloud9, we all know who Cloud9 is. Cloud9, they have been one of the top teams in North America as of recent. So let's just pull up the match page. Cloud9 versus Kaboom. Like I said, I don't know these maps. Actually, I have not said that yet, but I don't know these maps because they probably will veto them during the games itself. This is LAN. Nobody knows what map to expect because this is not predetermined. This is their lineup. Like I said, Shazam. They picked up Shazam not too long ago, maybe like a month ago or something, 2 months ago, something like that. This is Kaboom's lineup. I'm not sure if it's Kaboom or Kaboom. It doesn't matter. But if you can see here, NIP they lost 7-16. Copenhagen Wolves 9-16. Platinum 16-12. Platinum, I don't think they were ever good, so you don't have to worry about this game. And Razors 5-16. And Dexterity, we don't know who Dexterity is, so 2-0 for them. Cloud9 has been destroying all their North American matchups, pretty much almost flawlessly. Really, like nothing really too scary. This was supposed to have been CLG's game, but because the map was Inferno, CLG did not really play that map very well, and they were CLG pretty much lost all their motivation from the DDoS previous game against Torque. I'm not gonna get into that, but anyways, Cloud9, in my eyes, in my opinion, they're a lot superior. Shroud, great player, great clutch player, hits his shots, probably one of the best aimers in North America, in my opinion. Shazam, awesome opper, one of the top oppers, alongside with Skadoodle and PTR, up there in the North American scene. Nothing is just nothing. He will destroy. He will hit his shots. He will carry his weight. He will win those gun rounds. Great player. Semphis, Sean Gears, I can't really talk about them because I don't really know how they play. But yeah, that's the team. My opinion, Cloud9 will take this. But what I will do though is I will put maybe $10 at Kaboom. Overnight, this will probably rise. This will probably rise 80%, and Kaboom will have 20%. So, in my opinion, I would not be afraid of losing $10 on this game. It's a best of one. Like I said, with this game, Kaboom might have a chance of taking it because they have never played against each other, and from what we have seen, Cloud9 is just not very good at LAN. You know, Cloud9, they have a lot more LAN experience than Kaboom, but Kaboom, you never know. They might come in, surprise their opponent, and win the game. So, my opinion, Kaboom will lose, but I will still put a small bet just in case that one miracle will happen where Kaboom will win. Moving on, Fnatic versus LDLC. We've talked about these teams twice now. Well, I mean, this is going to be the second time. We've talked about these teams. We all know who these teams are. This is going to be the biggest game since, pretty much, I want to say pretty much since DreamHack, really. That was crazy. That was what we saw in DreamHack was absolutely crazy. But Fnatic versus LDLC, we have two Titans going at each other. Will be crazy. So just take a look at the match page here. It's pretty much 50-50 in both sites. They haven't posted this yet. I don't know when they're gonna post that, but we got here Fnatic's recent winnings. They have won against ESC, Navi, Unuane. Nothing, not too much of a competition here, but Titan. They won against Titan. I mean, they lost against Titans 11-16 yesterday. Nobody was expecting that to happen. You know, I was pretty sure that's just because Fnatic is not very good at Dust. Titan, they've just outplayed them. I was watching that game. I lost $200 on that game, but I mean, nobody really expected Titan to win, really. It was just crazy. What a crazy game. So now moving on to LDLC. We talked about them. They're 2-0. I mean, they did 2-0, 3-0, 3-0, 2-0, 2-0. All teams they play against. This is going to be one tight of a game. For this one, I would really, because it's such a 50-50 game, because it is such a tough game, everybody will be watching this game. Every single person will be watching this game if they care about CSGO. See, this is going to be the game of a century all over again. So 50-50 bet, who should I go against? In my opinion, Skipperino. 100% Skipperino. Unless you have a big inventory, or you have skins that you just want to throw away. This is such a 50-50 match that even favoriting doesn't work in this. If you favor Fnatic, you never know. Will LDLC win? You're pretty much just putting up your bet on which team you like more. I have the biggest temptation of putting a really big bet on Fnatic, but now that I think about it, I will skip this match, and I will not even touch it. I will just watch it. Just by watching this match, it will give us an idea of how well these teams will perform against each other once they hit, you know, those semifinals or finals or whatever. Because we all know that if Fnatic versus LDLC doesn't meet up together in the semifinals or the quarterfinals actually, and knock each other out, then we all know that they're gonna end up in the finals, and that's what everybody is gonna want. LDLC versus Fnatic for the final, and at that point we will actually know which team performs who, because we will know based on this match on how well these teams play. So, in my opinion, this match, Skipperino, leave it alone, don't bet on it, watch how they play, watch their plays, and based off of that, make a prediction on when they play against each other later. So now that you heard this one, we'll just move on to the next match. I unfortunately don't have the match page for this because HLTV they just don't put up, you know, like the other matches. I don't know, they only have 5 matches up there. But Liquid versus CLG, great odds. We've talked about both of these teams. Liquid, not a very good run. CLG, very good run. American teams, they played against each other before. CLG will take this one, just straight up. I will tell you, CLG will take this one. There's pretty much no arguing that. But it is a best of 1, so watch out for that. Liquid might take this match if they have a good start, if they get nice momentum going. But in my opinion, I will be placing, for whatever I make off of the previous games, I will be placing some really nice value in CLG, just to get some money going for the finals. I'm actually gonna just move on straight to NIP versus Cloud9. I feel like I've said everything I needed to on this match. NIP versus Cloud9, we have great team versus great team, but a more great team in this side. Again, not much to say here. NIP versus Cloud9. We've talked about both of these teams. We've talked about their performances in LAN. NIP, they came second in DreamHack. Cloud9, they got bumped out of the group stage pretty early. So that is why NIP will take this match, just because they have purely way more experience, way more skill, and they're just an overall better team than Cloud9. NIP it is around $100 on NIP, $100 to $200 on NIP. I wouldn't go max bet because there's a chance of Cloud9 upsetting, but $100 to $200 on NIP is what I would go with. And the final match for tomorrow will be Kaboom versus Dignitas. Kaboom versus Dignitas. We talked about Kaboom, we talked about Dignitas. I really don't see Kaboom taking Dignitas. The only way I could see Kaboom taking Dignitas is if Kaboom won against Cloud9 with just an absolute massive difference in score. If you see something like 16-3 against Cloud9, we will know that Kaboom is actually in this and they are looking to win. So that's why I think that if whatever happens in this match, place a bet depending on that. If Kaboom wins this with a huge score, go on Kaboom. If Kaboom wins this with a decent score, but not too decent, maybe like 16-14, 16-13, 16-10, go on Dignitas. Like I said, Dignitas is a great team. They have that LAN experience. They probably have what it takes to beat Kaboom. Kaboom, they're just not in the competition against all these European teams. So that's why Kaboom, I'm sorry, but you're gonna have to lose this one. Dignitas will take it. That is my prediction. How much on Dignitas? Like I said, depending on what happens in this match, if Kaboom destroys Cloud9 with an embarrassing score, put a small on Kaboom, maybe $10. If Kaboom does okay against Cloud9, if they lose or whatever, then go Mousepads on Dignitas, because I just don't see Kaboom taking it. So this has been the prediction analysis, whatever you want to call it. So I'm sorry for rambling a lot. I just kind of wanted to fit everything that I really wanted to say about each team. I could talk for days about all of these teams. I can get into the details a lot more. If that's what you guys want, if that's what you guys want to see, then go ahead and just leave it in the comment section that you want to see more. You want to see a more scripted layout. You want to see more stats, more statistics, analysts. You want to see more of this stuff. Like I can show you all different kinds of websites that I use to make predictions, make bets. Later in the episodes, I'll show you my winnings and my returns and my previous bet history. I will talk about all that stuff. But right now I just need to get this video out just so you guys can look at some of the MLG predictions. And I will be watching this tournament like hell. I will be watching this tomorrow. I'll be rooting for them. I'll be watching this. I'll be betting, and hopefully I can make some nice fat stacks, and I hope that you guys can make some fat stacks as well. So I don't want to ramble any longer. This has been a long enough video as it is. So I want to thank you guys for watching. I will leave the link to all these matches in the description in HLTV. So hopefully you guys will be able to make your own predictions, make your own analysis off of that. I will also leave a link to the Reddit page of CSGO betting if you don't use that already. So you guys can read some of the analysis for each game. Hopefully I got pretty much all of them right. What else can I say? Yeah, my trade URL link will be in the description in case you guys want to donate some cases, keys, skins for my future unboxing, which I don't know when it's gonna come. It's a work in progress. Maybe someday I'll get it. I'll do something and then I'll make an unboxing for you guys to check out. So that will be in the description. I want to thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, please leave a like. If you want to see more of me, if you want to see more of these betting predictions, I also do trading as well. So if you want to see more of that, then please check out my channel and hit that subscribe button. But I'm gonna go now. Enjoy your betting, guys. Bet smart. Have fun. You gotta remember that betting is about having fun. It's about being competitive. Don't cry if you lose your skins. Don't blame me if you lose your skins. Like I said, I'm here just to make a prediction. I'm not telling you to bet. I'm just telling you what I would do in that situation. So thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful day. My name has been Long Barrel. Peace out.